Bienvenidos a EsperanzaVence, donde la Esperanza vence. Welcome to EsperanzaVence, where hope wins. How's it go? Oh, all right, Six of Swords, jumper card today. Well, we're working with the Golden Girls Tarot, and then after that, I'm going to pull a card from our Synchronicity Oracle deck. Six of Swords is moving from chaotic to more calmer waters, or moving along with what thoughts you're bringing with you, the ideals that you're bringing with you, and moving away from ideals that no longer work for you. It's kind of like the Eight of Cups, but with swords. You're pretty sure you're going to a calmer space, but it might take a little work to get there. Usually it's a card where someone's being ferried across, they're getting help, but of course Dorothy's not getting any help. She's doing it all herself, and she's bringing her ideas with her. Thank you very much. So, Six of Swords has to do with intellect in the tarot, air energy in the tarot. How do we speak? How do we communicate? How do we write? And what is causing chaos or disruption in our ability to have clean, clear thoughts that support us? We're moving away from that energy and we're moving towards something calmer. And as I always say, calmer doesn't always mean better. And the calmness that we feel with our ability to express isn't necessarily a reflection of calmness in general. It just means that we're sure of what we think and what we believe and what we're moving away from. Okay. Okie dokie. So that's the flavor for our reading for today. That's our jumper card. If you haven't been here before, welcome. Thank you. Bienvenidos. And for those of you who come back again, thank you for returning and for being cool while I catch up any newcomers that what our jumper card tarot cards are. And that's when I'm shuffling, if a card jumps out, then we use this as just sort of like extra salt, extra flavor, extra sugar, extra spice to our reading. But I generally pull a 3-card quick hit tarot reading Monday through Friday. I upload at 6 a.m. I'm running a sale on readings right now. In case you didn't know, hit the links below and check this video. Yo, let's pray and play. Near past, present tense, near future. March 24th, 2026. Thank you so much for fine-tuning your free will and intuition with me. We got Seven of Cups reversed, we got the Hangman, and we got the King of Cups reversed. A lot of cup cards here. Well, a lot. 2 out of 3, right? 2 out of 3 is a lean one way. Oh, speaking of lean, I posted a gangster lean video too that you should also check out. That's pretty fun. Seven of Cups reversed is actually finding some clarity. Some of that Neptunian fog is now burning off with Neptune in Aries, solidly in Aries, in the beginning form of Aries, but still it's forming, and the heat is burning off some of the steam, and so now we're starting to see a little bit more clearly, kind of like when we put the defrost on in the car, or and then all of a sudden the windshield becomes a little bit more, or like when it's really cold out and you have a frosty windshield, but then you turn the car on and the car gets warmed up, and then the windshield, that frost starts to dissipate and melt away, and then things become clear. That's the Seven of Cups reversed. Cups in the tarot represent our capacity to give and receive emotionally, our capacity for emotional attunement, our capacity for reception, and our capacity for give, an equal give and take emotionally. And with the Seven of Cups upright, we see Rose in the land of confusion. We see Rose not knowing what to choose, not knowing who to pick, not knowing what to go with, not knowing what she really wants or how she really feels about something. Things are a little bit confusing. But with the Seven of Cups reversed, we have a situation where okay, now we're starting to see things more clearly. We might not have made decisive action quite yet, because especially with the Hanged Man here and the King of Cups reversed, I think right now we're honestly just surrendering to the feelings. We're surrendering to the defrost. we're surrendering to the process in a large way, in an overarching archetypal way, because the Hanged Man is a major arcana card in tarot, and the major arcana cards have to do with like larger themes that we're dealing with as a collective, not just you and me as individuals in our lives, like, you know, scrambling our huevos rancheros in the morning, but as a collective, as a group, as a neighborhood, as a sovereign nation, you know, as a sovereign planet. I think we deal with themes and energies as well. We were just closing out Piscean energy with the last new moon in Pisces. Even though it was a new moon, it was more of a closeout of an entire 14-year season where we've had Neptune in Pisces. You know, that was sort of like the last hurrah, the last strength and a strength of a Piscean vibe, right? Mars is in Pisces, and Mercury, the North Node, and I just feel like we have to surrender to some facts, surrender to what we see, surrender to emotions that are brought forth for the whether they feel good to us or whether they don't. King of Cups reverse can be us spilling our emotions a little too much or withholding our emotions a little too much. There's some sort of disconnect between our ability to emote and our ability to communicate and share that emotion in exchange with others. With the King of Cups reverse, we might either have somebody who's just you know, even borderline histrionic, or somebody that's just kind of barfing their ego and their identity all over other people, instead of, you know, or this could be somebody, like I said, who's a little bit too held back, a little bit too quiet about how they feel, a little bit too passive aggressive even. This can be the Wisconsin dad who says, I'm fine, when he gets home from work and just cracks open a beer. Oh yeah, King of Cups reverse could be an indication that, you know, we are using 12th house matters, Piscean matters, or watery matters to sort of stuff our emotions instead of feeling them and exchanging them in a healthy way, like the King of Cups upright would do. The Hanged Man is this larger archetype of surrender, as is demonstrated by the metaphor of Odin hanging from the tree of Yggdrasil. He gets pecked at by crows. He suffers on purpose just to feel what it would feel like, just so he has a greater depth of understanding what experience is, what experience means, especially for a human being with form. His legs are held in a position of the number 4. 4 is a Saturnian number of structure. This is a person who, you know, the more he struggles, the tighter the struggle gets. So the best thing to do is to relax into the process and understand that this too shall pass. All right, so what's the synchronicity for today? What is the synchronicity for today? Oh, wow, those almost jumped, but they didn't. So we're gonna keep with it. Synchronicity, 24th of March, 2026. I almost wanted that one card, but I didn't take it. I kind of want them to jump. Oh, okay, there they did. Stay tuned till the end of this reading, and you will be able to look at the astrology chart for today, and we'll talk about it a little bit. Oh, ask and you shall receive. Lots of jumpers here. We got Attraction, Dreamer, Empress, Rise, and Rebel. Well, that pretty much says it all. Attraction energy is that sweetness which draws the energy in. Hummingbirds flap their wings in a figure 8 formation, and that is emblematic and symbolic of staying with the divine element of flow and time, and attracting the necessary resources at the necessary times for nourishment and fulfillment. Dreamer is a card that talks about the Piscean themes that we were talking about before. In the Piscean realm, we're dealing with dream time, we're dealing with our imagination, we're dealing with our connection to spirit. We could also be dealing with illusions delusions and disillusionment. A dreamer is somebody who keeps their hopes alive. A dreamer is somebody who maybe doesn't always manifest, but they always have really far out ideas. The Empress is a manifester. The Empress is one who incubates. The Empress is a regal, divine, feminine energy that rejuvenates and gives life to, gives honey to, gives nourishment to the land and the people and the space that surrounds her. Just by being in her aura, you could become healed. The Empress deals with Taurus energy. We are going to be dealing with a lot more Taurus energy coming up in about a couple of months here. So this could be speaking of that time of May or so, things coming to a big fruition, right? She's pregnant with ideas. She's pregnant with children. She's pregnant with hope. She's pregnant with process. She's taking her dreams and manifesting them in the physical. Rise. After the transformation that the butterfly goes through, they fly. They fly high in the sky, they rise, they migrate, and then they begin the process all over again so that the next generation can rise. I think it's about 7 generations of monarchs live and die and get reborn all the way from their migration pattern from Canada all the way down to Mexico. So this butterfly symbolism on this card representing the element of rise, it's reminding me of the judgment card in the tarot when the trumpet, when Gabriel blows the horn and the good shall rise, even good that we didn't even realize still existed within us. We can shake off the heaviness of the chrysalis and feel light and carried by, you know, the drifts in the air. We don't have to pump for control. Rebel. Rebel, rebel. Well, you know those blue hairs, boy, are they rebellious. I remember blue-haired grannies back in the day, and they usually were pretty sassy. Rebel is an energy of not mischief. It's an energy that is serious. It's an energy that is focused. It's an energy that is purposeful. They're doing it on purpose. They're not making mischief for mischief's sake. A rebel is one who stands in their skin no matter what. A rebel is one who will go against the tide when they know it's the right thing to do. A rebel is someone who starts a new country, for example, a new safe space for, you know, people to feel patriotic about. A rebel is who builds, you know. A rebel is who tears down. A rebel is, rebellious energy is, I've heard, an indication of intelligence. All right, you pirates and rebels. I'll see you in just a second for the astrology, okay? This chart's got diamonds in the back, a part of fortune on top, digging the sea with the gangster lean towards Mars. Can you see that? The top of the diamond is a part of fortune, the bottom is Jupiter leaning towards Mars to the left and Black Moon Lilith to the right. The other diamond from yesterday still remains. We have Juno playing with Uranus and making that point up towards Neptune and the Sun. The Sun and Saturn today are very closely aspecting Pluto in a supportive way. I see sparkly diamonds. I see focus, I see clarity, I see action towards best outcomes, honestly. I see people pairing up with who they need to be with. I see relationships becoming more solid and foundational. I see Mercury and pulling away from that North Node, got the information needed, and now it's sort of swimming forward towards Mars. to team up and bring that action to our communication realm, bringing these dreams from the Piscean waters out to nourish reality before things dry up here pretty soon, when almost all the energy moves into Aries this spring. Okay, see you soon, God willing. Bye.